whenever we talk about comic books, we used to think that comic books generally meant for the kids and children who used to go to school and try to read out a lot of stuff, fancy stories and fictional characters, cartoon characters, sketches, and fairy tales type. So this is kind of the temperament that we have related to this concept of comic books. Like we used to watch Doraemon a lot, and in those episodes there are many cases when Nobita and other persons are just snatching over their comic books. They want to read comic books. This is the same case that happens in India too. Not of that level. We used to just watch Doraemon. We do not do the things that they used to do. They read comic books a lot, and here also, like, if we give someone a comic book, he would love to read that, because comic book is just something that gives a lot of refreshment to that kid, to the temperament of that kid, and it refreshes his mind and body and soul, of course, everything. So whenever we think like comic book, okay, it means kids. This is the segment, but we actually forget about the grown-ups. What about them? In most of the cases, like, grown-ups do have like their smartphones and a lot of course related subjects to read about, and I don't think they get enough time to read about those things. So we think like comic books are just meant for kids, and if you grown up, after your school days, when you entered the college days, and after then, comic books were kind of thing, past kind of a thing, when you used to uh, read and um, enjoy that kind of stuff. But we actually missing that concept. Like, comic books are not loved only by those small kids, but comic books can be enjoyed by anyone. Like, anyone who used to love reading, he would definitely try reading those stuff that gives them a lot of enjoyment type of thing. But the fact is, comic books are just not meant for the kids. Comic books could be read by the adults as well, and the adult stories may be damn nicer than those fairy tales, I think so. So there are a lot of comic books, you know and a lot of ebooks available in the western countries, but here, like in China as well, but here in India, I don't think we get some fresh amounts of stuff like that. Because we usually revolve our stories regarding to those mythologies, like mythological characters like Krishna and those Panchtantra, Tenali Rama. So these are the things that we usually talk in those comic books. But this segment generally needs to be explored. So we used to think that comic books are generally for kids, but honestly, we are just missing some things. Okay, we need refreshments in this segment of reading, reading stuff available for the adults. Like, we do have audiobooks, but the casual reading, just for having fun purpose, I think something is missing, because in the Western countries, plus in China as well, there exists this segment and they're booming. But here in our country, we are not doing enough in this segment too. So a lot of things could be done in this segment as well, and this market could likely grow to an exponential level if we contribute, if we try to put something in this segment. Like, if you are a creator, like if you like to write creative writing kind of stuff, so instead of doing those normal things, you could have do things in this segment too, because this is really unexplored market in our country, and this is really upsetting that nobody is doing anything in this segment. But honestly, a lot of things could be done. Like in China, if you talk about China as well, so they have a platform, like a digital platform where people could post their stories or their books, they get published, and people that just can buy or rent, or they can just start reading from there. In Western countries like America, there are a lot of matter available in this segment. For adults, there are a lot of stuff they can read about, but we just can't copy, we just can't always copy them. Like they've made something, copied, and we are just pasting it. No, we should create something that interests our audience, like um, chitrakatha, all these things, just mm, creates fun in kids. But for adults, they are just like stupid cases, they're just not interested in those things. Like in case, like in that case happened in the movies. Like earlier, the movies were generally produced and then published, or displayed in cinema halls and theaters, so people would have to go to theaters. But now what's the case? We've got OTT, and a lot of platforms are there over there. This industry also needs the same. We need a new content from the creators, plus the technicians can provide a platform. We just do not need only a platform, nice marvelous creators, plus we need blockbusters like Mirzapur, and the Game of Thrones type of content, plus marketing strategies like Steve Jobs like marketing strategies, because this is something which is so deprived, and to make it to work, we do have to do a lot of efforts.